Greetings, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my channel. It is November, probably still when you're seeing this. December is just around the corner, which means it is nearly Christmas time, which means that it's time for another round of the Christmas readathon, yay! So I've been hosting this readathon for 4 years now, actually, as long as every year since I started BookTube, which is kind of weird to think I've been on BookTube that long already, wow. And every year there's a slightly different theme, but the idea is just really to be reading lots of books and trying to feel a bit Christmassy while reading. There are some prompts. I always say this is a really low-key readathon, so feel free to ignore all the prompts. But I'll go through those in a minute, but a few little details about when and where and how. And so the readathon always runs for the last 2 weeks of December, so we start on the 17th of December and run through until the 31st. It's a good opportunity if you've got a lot of things you want to try and get through on your TBR before the end of the year. It's just a nice fun time to read together and feel a bit Christmassy and making some time in what is a busy season to enjoy reading. And that's why I do it every year. The theme this year is all around decorations, different Christmas decorations. I love decorating for Christmas, and I actually sadly have not got any of my Christmas decorations with me. I was meant to pick them up when I visited my parents in October and I forgot, but I did buy myself a new advent calendar yesterday, which is very exciting, and it even lights up. Yay! Annoyingly, the drawers are too small to fit anything in, but never mind. So I've got my Christmas jumper on, I've got my Christmas advent calendar, and without any further ado, I'm going to tell you what the prompts are. Now, as I said, feel free to ignore these prompts if they're not helpful for you in structuring your Christmas reading. You can combine them, you can interpret them however you want. I will be putting together my TBR a bit closer to the start of the readathon and will give some suggestions as well around that time. But yeah, just have some fun with them. So the first prompt is Christmas cracker, and that is to read a book that has a twist or a book that you think will surprise you. The second prompt is Christmas tree, and that is to read a book featuring nature or set outside. The third prompt is tree topper, and this is to read a book that's at the top of your TBR. The fourth prompt is star, to read a sci-fi or speculative fiction book. The fifth prompt is candy canes, to read a sweet or cozy book. The sixth book is Tinsel, and that's to read a book with a glittery or sparkly cover. And the final prompt is gift, which is Jolabokaflod, and we do this every year for Christmas readathon, and the idea is to buy someone a book for their Christmas present and to spend some of Christmas Eve reading. This is based on an old Icelandic tradition, and it's my favourite Christmas tradition ever. This year as well, also, I decided it might be fun to have a group book, but again, it's completely optional. It does meet some of the prompts, and so the book that I've picked is Stay Another Day by Juno, Dawson. So you can see this has got a very sparkly cover in the UK edition. It's a book that I've been hearing lots of buzz about recently. I've read a couple of things by Juno Dawson and really enjoyed them. So when I heard that this was coming out in time for Christmas, I thought this would be a great one to try and promote with this readathon and to give it a read, because I've enjoyed everything else I've read by her. I'll read you the blurb of it, and I think it meets a couple of the prompts, but it's certainly near the top of my TBR. And I think it's going to be quite surprising and a little bit twisty, so there's a couple of prompts there that this meets. So the blurb says, the McAllister house on Arboretum Road has seen 120 Christmases since its completion. This year, Fern is bringing her gorgeous boyfriend home and she wants everything to be perfect, but her twin brother Rowan would rather go on the pull than pull crackers with the family, and their younger sister Willow is terrified of Christmas Day. With only 4 sleeps till Christmas, 3 secretive siblings, 2 hot house guests, and 1 juicy secret, this Christmas there will be some big surprises under the tree. I think that sounds really good, hence why I'm suggesting it for optional group book. And I will say again, it is optional, so if you don't want to read this, then don't. It's kind of a contemporary with a little bit of a maybe mild thriller vibes, I don't know. I think it's maybe towards the older end of young adult. A couple of other books of Juno Dawson's I know are definitely within the young adult range. This one feels like it's got a few more adult themes to it. I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a read. So I think I've given you all the information you need. As I mentioned, this is quite a low-key readathon, but we can have some chat about it in the Space Sirens Discord, which is linked below. So if you'd like to join that and chat about what you're reading for the Christmas Readathon, do join us there. There is also a Twitter for the Christmas Readathon where you can talk about anything that you're reading, and if you share your TBR or ask questions about books that might fit your TBR, then I will try and answer them on there, so you can follow that. Information about that will be listed in the description box for you, as will all the other information about the Readathon. So do let me know if you're joining in. I'd love to see some of what you might plan to read for it. I don't tend to do things like sprints on Twitter because I'm not very good at that, but we may be able to have some sprints either on my channel or the Space Sirens channel during the holidays. If you're up for that, let me know. It probably won't be immediately around the Christmas weekend. I think I'm visiting my parents from like during the first week of the readathon, but when I'm back home after that, we may be able to fit a few live sprints in as well. So yeah, if you're up for that, let me know. But I think that's all the information I need to give you. So yeah, let me know if you're going to join in. Let me know what you might read for it. If you just want to let me know that you've been here, you can leave me a Christmassy emoji in the comments because it's not too early because I'm announcing a Christmas readathon. You can also like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and you can also follow me on my social media. All the information about that and all the details of the readathon will be listed in the description box below for you. But that's it for today, so thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!